start talking because it looks too good. Oh, this is where I spend the next 10 minutes talking to you all with chia seeds in between my teeth, but hopefully not. So, hello guys, welcome back. Let me get into a more comfortable position. I don't really know what this video is, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna talk about, but I really felt like picking up the camera because it's been about a week since I last did. You can jump up on the sofa, there is nothing stopping you, come on. There we go. Oh, oh no. Dog fell and dog was not very happy, so dog has now left the room. I've completely lost my train of thought now, not that we were really getting anywhere, but what I think I was trying to say is that it's been a little while since I last filmed and I feel like I just kind of want to sit down and have a chat with you guys. It's been a while since I've chatted. I've done a few vlogs here and there recently and I quite like just sort of airing my thoughts with you as they actually come out of my head. I don't really tend to pre-plan anything I'm gonna say. I think it's always nice to have a bit of a check-in. I've been checking in with you guys over the past, well, since March, so the past 6 or 7 months, since life became a little bit different. And yeah, I've got some thoughts and I've got some feelings. So I think what I actually might do is get ready with you guys. So I might put a little bit of makeup on my face, perk myself up, and have a chat with you. So I'm gonna finish my breakfast and finish my coffee first of all, very importantly. Go and grab some makeup and then we can have a little get ready with me catch-up session. I've just realised I don't actually have a mirror here. I'm just gonna make my life slightly more difficult, but at the same time I can't really be bothered to go up and get one, so we'll do this in hand mirrors. I just got very carried away while I was finishing off my toast and coffee and was on Instagram looking at this new filter that everybody seems to be using, which is the one that changes your hair to pink. And as soon as I used it, I thought, yeah, pink hair looks great, but I can understand why people are liking it so much because it changes your face completely. I'm gonna put it up on here actually. This is the filter which you can change your hair color with, but I mean, that is not what my face looks like. It looks completely different. And then I actually wanted to test it out and see how dramatic a difference it really was, and took it off and the results were slightly horrifying. So I feel great about myself right now. But what this did make me think is that I really like the makeup in the actual filter. I will never have blue eyes, unfortunately, but the way that the eyeliner is like winged out is quite cool. And I now all of a sudden feel very inspired to try a new makeup look. Okay, I'm gonna get started actually with my base. I know a lot of you guys wanted a skincare update as well, which is something I was going to talk about in this video. I have been using the LMS skincare routine that I mentioned a few videos back for, well, over a solid month now, and I have some thoughts and have some feelings. I ended up swapping out a couple of things, mainly the cleanser and the moisturizer, but the pads, obviously, that I've used and loved for a really long time, absolute winners, love them so much. My skin does feel so much more exfoliated using them regularly. And the eye cream, the eye mask thing, which I actually use as an eye cream every day, life-changing. So my skin isn't too bad at the moment. The dark circle, life is real and always probably will be. So we've got that to contend with at the moment, as always. I mean, it's something I'm very used to by now. So do I have a primer in here? I've still got the same makeup bag as I did traveling over the last couple of weeks. I've been away quite a bit. So I went to Scotland, as you guys know, you saw the vlog, but then before that, the week before that, I also went away to Suffolk just to an Airbnb for some nice chill out time with Joe and the dog, which was great, and I didn't vlog it, or I don't think I really took any photos of it, so there's not a lot to show for it, but it was very nice. But yes, I still am living out the same makeup bag that I haven't changed. I've got lots of minis and things in here because I always grab my minis when I travel. So I'm going to use this MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance, which I don't think I've actually used yet. Oh, it's yellow. I'm going to use that as a base. I'm going to be one of those very annoying people that uses the viewfinder as a mirror now. The reason I got this is because I made a MAC order and I've actually been using a foundation from them. It's the Waterweight SPF 30 foundation, And I have this in two colours because I've been mixing it depending on what level of tan I am. I think at the moment I can probably get away with a darker one, but the key to using this is literally just minimal amounts. I just like do quite a few dots across my skin and that is it. And I'll maybe put a little bit of the lighter one just in the centre of my face, like that. But then also what I do is take my moisturiser and I kind of rub it in along with the foundation. This is very strange and this is not a technique that I'm so used to, and doing it without a mirror makes it quite tricky, but I feel like even though it is very thin and lightweight, it still has such a good amount of coverage. It really packs a punch like that, so I like to kind of thin it out with something, whether it's a primer, the moisturiser. Sometimes I've been using the Glossier Future Dew just to give it a real kick of glow like that a lot. But yeah, I really just use this as a way to like prime my face and have a bit of a blank canvas. And then I'll just buff the rest of that in with a buffing brush. I also have been using this to kind of just even out my face and my neck and body and everything so that it matches with the right colour. So yeah, I really don't use a lot of this. I did try it just on its own with a brush and it's super like flawless, full coverage. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with my makeup now. I'm not really talk too much about it because guys, you've seen it all before until we get to the more exciting parts. So yeah, in terms of updating you all and how I've been and what I've been up to, I feel as if we've come to a tipping point. I think this happens at every kind of close of a season or start of a new one. Things just seem to shift and change. The weather is also a big factor in that. I'm trying to take off this watch because it's getting in the way. The weather is a big factor in that because, I mean, it is no longer fun anymore. Now, I'm a big kind of autumn winter fan. I do enjoy it, but it's just very grim and it's making me feel quite down to the point that I even considered buying one of those sad lamps, which I've never had to deal with before because usually I love being cozy and inside and, you know, turning all the lights and candles and things on. For me at the moment, it's just really hard and really uninspiring actually to create content. So normally around this time of year, I feel like I'm really in the groove because autumn winter dressing is my favorite thing, and it really kind of fits quite well here, I think, on this channel. But I've just been struggling with it because I feel very exhausted with my surroundings. I'm sure we can all relate to this, but I'm just so sick of every single angle in this flat. I mean, you've seen it all multiple times. And it's not to say that I usually shoot much outdoors, but these four walls team with the fact that my flat doesn't get a lot of direct sunlight, and I feel like the kind of content I want to create right now is really just like bright, sunlit, shadows. I've been really into like the shadow play with photography recently. I just can't do that, so it's quite a frustrating thing when you want to achieve something in work. I mean, I'm sure this can apply to any of you guys, and you have a vision, but you can't execute it, you just can't make it work, and it's sort of outside factors that you can't really shift and change. I at the moment have quite a few lights in this room on me, studio lights, just trying to make it look like it's daytime still, and it's still not really enough. So anyone who sort of produces video or photography for a living will probably relate to the struggle of it being gloomy and shit outside. One place that did kind of translate really well though was in Scotland, and I don't want to go on about it too much because you've seen the vlog and you've seen the Instagram post, but I love it there so much. I kind of wish we timed our trip just maybe like a few weeks later, maybe a month later, because autumn would have been in full swing and it would have been even more gorgeous than it was. But I honestly think whatever time of the year you go, it's just a stunning place and I loved it so much. I think I got really inspired filming that vlog because it was very different for me. It's not, I don't usually do cinematic, like grand travel vlogs. My vlogs are very much kind of thrown together at the last minute, me pottering around at home, but I really enjoyed making that, and I think you guys enjoyed watching it too, so thank you for all your lovely comments on that. I did notice that you were sort of more enthusiastic about it than usual, so it's always nice to know when you spend a lot of time, because I did spend a lot of time editing that. I spent about 3-4 days, and normally I'll crack a vlog out in an hour and a half, and I think that just goes to show what travel can do for you, even if it's traveling down the street. You know, getting out of your surroundings can really inspire you and re-engage you in what you're doing in life. So obviously having a lack of that at the moment is what's making it a little bit harder to feel inspired every day. Okay, is that enough concealer? I've just been dabbing away and chatting and not even really paying attention. Brows. How am I doing my brows at the moment? It's been a while, honestly, since I put makeup on, so I'm having to remind myself of what to do. So yes, when I came back from Scotland, I felt just a bit bleh at the thought of not having these beautiful, inspiring landscapes around me and just having, you know, the same old, same old. But don't get me wrong, I feel very lucky and very privileged to be in the position to even have a roof over my head, let alone a gorgeous one like this. I'm so lucky to be in. So not really much to complain or moan about there. And really, I do honestly feel as if it's not my place, especially on this channel, my place to sit and tell you all my problems, because I know we kind of come here, or I come to YouTube for an escape and a place to just have fun and relax, and nobody needs to hear somebody's mundane ramblings about why their life isn't 100% at the moment, when nobody's is. But I think at the same time as well, though, it's all relative, and everyone deserves to have their struggles and acknowledge those. So it's like a rock and a hard place situation for me. I feel sometimes though, when we vent, others can relate. And it can just help you feel a little bit like, you know, not everything is perfect, because I know we see a lot of highlights on social media and a very edited world and edited life. So I feel like it's nice once in a while just to kind of let that facade drop and just be a normal person. So yes, hopefully you guys don't mind me just chatting away about inane things. So trying to relate a little bit more to you guys and what everybody is feeling right now. I feel like we're all in a bit of a limbo. Not even just depending on where you are in the country or in the world right now. Everyone seems to have gone, I feel, into the same space again, which was, there was like the low of the initial lockdown, then the high when things started to seem a bit better, when there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and then now we're kind of just in this very strange like plateau of a place where nothing is really normal, and yet there are very normal things going on and people seem to be living their lives again, but then we're faced with the prospect of perhaps more and more of that being harder to do. I think after so long, it just really is quite exhausting and quite tiring, even for those who are so indirectly affected by it, like myself, who really just need to sit down, stay at home and shut up. You know, let alone those who are actually out on the front line dealing with this directly. But I think we can all relate to the exhaustion of just like a never-ending sense of, you know, what is going to be the future. But I really think the only thing that you can do is just stay positive and really embrace like the smaller joys in your life, and take note of what you can do, because there's so much that, you know, I'm sure those of us who are sitting at home and getting frustrated with, there's so much that actually we still have, and just accepting that and acknowledging that. Like this morning, being able to make a really nice cup of coffee and have a lovely little healthy breakfast, you know, that's something to take a little moment to really enjoy and notice that you're doing it. And when those days become, you know, more and more the same and every day kind of blurs into one, it's hard to do that, it really is. But I think staying positive is what we can do, really. That's what I'm trying to say. Eyebrows complete. Where is my brow gel? I don't think I have. I think I ran out of my normal Anastasia brow gel, so I'm going to use Boy Brow. It's a controversial opinion, but I'm not a massive fan of Boy Brow. I think it's a bit heavy for me. I always seem to mess it up and get streaks across my face. But maybe today is the day that it all works out. What colour is this? This one's brown, which I think is a pretty good colour for me right now. My hair is mostly like 90% back to its normal colour. I actually gave myself a little spontaneous haircut the other day because I was just getting so frustrated with it. I really should just go to the hairdressers, because I mean, that is something where we have available to us now. I just haven't gotten around to it. So yeah, I gave myself a little trim and kind of some spontaneous little baby bangs, which are the two things you can see flicking out the side of my ears right now. Don't think I did too awful of a job. They're a bit curly and out of control at the moment, but at least I feel like I have some shape back in my hair. Despite the fact that I just instantly tuck them behind my ears. It's like a safety blanket for me. I'm so used to doing that. Okay, let's do something fun now. So for the eyes, I'm gonna look at the filter again. It's kind of like, it's almost like very winged out. That's why it has that really beautiful cat eye effect, but very smoky and subtle and soft. I even actually went and got an eyeshadow palette for this. I went and got the Charlotte Tilbury palette, which has a black, which I think is what I'm gonna need. What I also think is an essential here is something to create a line. I need a piece of paper. Okay, I have a little card. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. Let's use this one. And then the black, and then sort of place it on my eye like this. Something like that. Let's see how that works out. I actually think that might have worked. I think I've gone a little bit too winged and a little bit too strong here, so let's see if I can blend that out, because the line isn't really sharp. It's definitely there, but it is quite smudgy and subtle. Not bad. I feel like we need mascara to finish everything off. There's a very flicked out mascara situation going on. I haven't actually used this yet, but I thought the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk mascara could be a good one for this. Before I do that though, I'm gonna use a kind of flesh tone pencil. This is from Kiko in my waterline, because I feel like that's a big part of this look. There's a very bright kind of creamy colour here in the waterline, which hopefully will open my eyes up as well. Oh, I haven't done this for a really long time. Feels strange putting something in there. Looking like I've had 8 hours sleep for the first time in months. That's not true though, is it? Okay, mascara. I'm gonna curl my lashes quickly first. No, I'm not, because I don't have my lash curler. That might actually be a good indication of how good this mascara is. It has a very strange wand. It's almost like flat and then chunky like a spade. I'm not even really sure how to use this, but I'm gonna try and concentrate it at the end and flick it out. But underneath as well. Oh, this is a really intense black mascara. Wow. I'm not really used to wearing something that pigmented. There seems to be quite a pinky cheek more than anything. So let's do that. I've got MAC Melba here, which I've lost the lid to. I'll just do a little something here on my cheeks. Oh, that's a lot of something. What I feel also really obviously changes the shape of your face and makes it look the way it does in this filter is that the lips are so overblown. Now, I never overdraw my lips, but I felt like this could be something entertaining and potentially hilarious for you guys to watch. So it's a very like short but tall kind of lip. So let's see what I can do. I've got Charlotte Tilbury. What is this? Pillow Talk lip liner for this, of course. Don't know what else I would use. I've never actually thought about getting anything done to my lips. However, I do have a slightly wonky side. Can you see here? It kind of dips down. I'd just pull it up a little bit if I could. I don't think that's actually a thing that is possible. But other than that, I've never really thought about it until Instagram filters came along. One of the more dangerous sides of social media, I think, and something you can easily get caught up in. Okay, a little bit of NYX London, of course. This is gonna finish it all off. And of course, no Instagram filter makeup would be complete without a ridiculous amount of nose contour. And here she is. Not sure I actually look that much different than normal. I probably wouldn't do my lips like this again. I feel a little bit silly. But I quite like this eyeliner. I think I have to perfect it, but maybe we'll see it again in the future. I also realised I didn't put any bronzer on my face or powder it, so there we go. I could have done some faux freckles as well, but who's got the time or the patience? Okay, so that is me ready. I would do my hair, but like I say, it's just a hoodie day, so doesn't feel like there's much point. I have my little Arquette clip in, which I've been really back into recently. I don't think they sell them anymore, unfortunately, but if you can, I mean, I'm sure you can find a tortoiseshell hair clip absolutely anywhere. It feels very reminiscent of my childhood. So I feel like the last thing I wanted to talk about, because I've kind of rambled on and on, but the last thing I wanted to talk about maybe is a little bit reflected in what I've just done, but that is comparison and the way I think we hold ourselves back because we compare everything in our lives to what we see online and sort of think, well, why doesn't my life look like that? Why doesn't my face look like that? Why doesn't my body look like that? Filters on Instagram are just kind of like the tip of the iceberg for that. It's definitely something that I feel like really directly affects a lot of people, which is hence the reason I wanted to show the difference between that and my real face, and that really need quite a little bit of plastic surgery to achieve what those filters do. Whether you choose to do that or not, that is completely on you, and that's your decision to make, and I empower you either way. But I feel like the motivation has to be in the right place, and social media can really push us to think that we need to change things about ourselves, about our lives, about everything really, and that's something that I personally have been feeling after 10 years nearly of doing this. You think I'd be accustomed to having those thoughts and dealing with them and just putting them away, but it's still something that really crops up for me on a day-to-day basis. I spend so much time, so much of my life online because it's where I do work, and especially I think when it is a job and not just something you're doing in your spare time, it really becomes apparent that everyone is doing so much, and you start to think, why aren't I doing that? It's probably one of the reasons that I've kind of stayed away from social media in the last week. I notice like a trend or a pattern of whenever I'm feeling slightly down about anything in my life, I'll sit and scroll through Instagram and I'll kind of compare myself to others, and I'll think, why am I not doing as well as they are? Why do my photos not look as beautiful as theirs do? Why? And I'm sure that people maybe have even looked through my Instagram and thought that about themselves, and I'd never want anyone to be discouraged by something that I'm putting out into the world, and make them question themselves because of that. So hopefully talking about this and telling you that I also feel that way too just kind of goes to show that nothing you see online is perfect, but it is still something that I need to tell myself every single day. I feel like social media has become even more involved in our lives now than ever because there's not really much else to do. It's where we get all of our news, it's where like the breaking information comes from. Me saying this is even just a reminder to myself, but I'm sure screen times have gone up and up, and then maybe like confidence has gone down and down because of that. I'm sure somewhere there is a direct correlation. I'm sure there's people that can use social media every single day and feel absolutely nothing, and they are the people with the strongest mental health, no doubt, but we're definitely not all like that. So something that I have been trying to do instead is kind of like a distraction, and it even reminded me of the way that I train Moon and how you train a dog. When they're doing something they shouldn't, you just distract them, and that just like completely subverts the whole conscious thought. So when I feel myself scrolling through something that I really just don't need to be, I'll try and instantly change not only what I'm doing but my setting. I feel like if I pick myself up and put myself in a different room, which luckily I have the space and availability to do, it really just like shifts my mind. I'll make a snack, I'll make a drink, I'll maybe like read a page of a magazine or a book, or sit down and make myself do some emails. That's a lie. That doesn't actually happen very often. But I feel like it's one of the only tips that I've come across that has managed to snap me out of that monotonous, just never-ending scroll, is just pick myself up and put myself somewhere else. Sometimes I just take my phone with me and I carry on doing it in the next room, but it definitely has had a higher success rate than any other tool I've tried to use. So if that helps any of you out, then, you know, I'm more than happy to share. So then, really, I feel like all I can talk about now is what I'm going to do next. And honestly, guys, I don't have an answer for you right now. I think it's really hard to plan and to see things in the far off future when everything is so up in the air at the moment. But for now, I feel like making small goals, even for the next day. I've been very, very into my bullet journal. It's something that's been a constant little companion by my side for the entire year, but now more than ever I find it so soothing. Two things that I do in here are write out every day, at the end of every day or the start of the next day, just a few points from the day before. So I call it the highlight of my day. It's one of the best things I've come across from bullet journaling. It really helps me to just take a minute to reflect. I'm not doing pages and writing out a whole spiel of thoughts, but I'm just writing literally one line. It's kind of like those one-liner day books, I guess, where the idea came from. But I can look back on it and I really can remember each and every moment from the previous month, or even like months and months back. And I find that really helps to keep me grounded and remember that time has passed and things have gone on, when really you can get quite trapped and stuck in the thought that nothing is changing. So that's been a real must for me every single day. And then also just making lists. My bullet journal is just full of lists now. It usually always was, but even more so currently. Lists just help me so much in the day, and I've gone back to kind of time blocking. So I'll write out, you know, every half an hour from 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, and I like to see my whole day planned out by that. I'll put in things that I know have certain time limits or deadlines, and then I'll even try and plan in when I have a coffee, when I have lunch, when I have dinner, just to remind myself not only to do those things, but also to kind of feel like I'm filling up my day, as well as having work in there too. So lists and reflection are big necessities in my bullet journal at the moment. So yeah, I will definitely do a flick through of this at the end of the year. It will change dramatically from how organised and scheduled my life was at the beginning to the sort of more loose life we've come to lead now. But yeah, I'll definitely show you guys that once it's all filled out. I do have a flip through from the first 6 months, so if you want to go and watch that, just to get an idea of how I'm setting up my days and layouts and things like that now. Okay, I think that is all I can spit out of my brain currently. It was really nice to sit down and chat, actually. I've definitely used YouTube as my therapy today. I hope you enjoyed listening to my stream of consciousness there. I'll try and leave the makeup that I did talk about linked down below if any of you guys are interested. And yes, I'm going to say goodbye now before we get too long. I feel like we're on about 40 or 50 minutes now. But thank you all so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys again soon.